Have you checked your greed lately? If not, we're going to check your greed out today. Make sure it's in balance with God's word. Welcome to the Daily Devo. I am Vince Miller. This week we are in 1 Samuel chapter 2. Chapter 2, as we stated, contains a contrast between two families, one who stands with God and one who stands in defiance of God. We're going to look at that latter family today, Eli's family and his two sons. Today I'm going to be reading verses 13 through 17 of chapter 2. The custom of the priests, these are the sons of Eli, with the people was that when any man offered sacrifice, the priest's servants would come while the meat was boiling with the three-pronged fork in his hand, and he would thrust it into the pan or kettle or cauldron or pot. Now, what we call that is stealing, is what's happening right here. All that the fork brought up, the priest would take for himself. This is what they did at Shiloh to all the Israelites who came there. Moreover, before the fat was burned, which was the portion saved for God, the priest's servant would come and say to the man who was sacrificing, "Give meat for the priest to roast, for he will not accept boiled meat from you, but only raw." Now, there is nothing in the Levitical law that allows anything like this. This, again, is stealing from someone's sacrifice before it's even cooked. And if the man said to him, "Let them burn the fat first," which was the portion given to God on the altar, "then take as much as you wish," he would say, "No, you must give it now. If not, I will take it by force." Thus the sin of the young men was very great in the sight of the Lord, for the men treated the offering of the Lord with contempt. I mean, there's contempt all over this right here. Arrogance, contempt, unethical conduct. So for me, this text reveals a very troubling reality of religious corruption and entitlement within the priesthood at the time. You see, Eli's sons, who were priests, they served in the temple or in the tabernacle, and they abused their authority for their own personal gain. Their actions weren't just selfish, though. They were sacrilegious. Now, priests were entitled to a portion of the sacrifices after they were presented, but the sons of Eli went far beyond what was acceptable. Instead of honoring God's regulations, they exploited their position to snatch the best portions of the sacrifices being prepared by the worshipers. Imagine making preparations for your best offering to God, only to have it forcibly taken by one of the priest's servants. For worshipers, these sacrifices were deeply meaningful acts of devotion to God. Yet Hophni and Phinehas, Eli's sons, show no regard for the sacredness of these offerings. They intruded on families while their meat was cooking, taking what they desired and even demanding raw meat for themselves before the fat was burned. An act directly contrary to God's instructions. I mean, their behavior here is so reprehensible, driven by greed and blatant disregard for God himself. So what do we learn from this moment right here? Well, this. Every man, including spiritual leaders, can succumb to the temptation of selfish gain. Every man is susceptible to it. If unchecked, it can spiral into insatiable narcissism and sacrilege, elevating oneself above God. So today, let's examine our own lives. Are there areas where selfishness or greed are taking root in you? Because note this, left unaddressed, they can lead us down a path of wickedness. So let us strive today to regulate our desires and align them with God's will, guarding against the allure of selfish gain. I love you guys. I pray this blesses you. I pray that you will take a little assessment of your greed today, adjust if necessary, and with that, I'll see you right back here again tomorrow. Till then, live all in for him who lived all in.